Welcome back to Anno 1800, where we are currently in Wally Farms, and you may notice that it looks a little bit different than usual. Also, I have forgotten to turn down the volume of the music, so let's just do that right away. There we go. So, how did I arrive at this? Well, I guess we're just going to have a little watch, because of course I did time-lapse, at least parts of it, so I hope that you enjoyed that. Okay, there we go. So, I hope that the end of the time lapse, when I moved buildings from over here to over here, wasn't too disconcerting. But other than that, I've also, since the time lapse, developed the rest of the city, so that there is decorations. There are these little entertainment areas, shopping areas. I have post offices now. These little gardens behind the hospitals here. I'm quite content with it. Alleyways with the trembling aspens. I mean, Anno is a grid-based game, so it's difficult to get completely away from the grids, but at least this way you get some variety on how things look, and it doesn't look as uniform. I mean, I could potentially, like here, I could move the house one over and I could have some more trees here and stuff like that to make it look more uneven. But in general, I'm quite happy with what this looks like. So I hope you guys like it too. I also redid the coastal part of the city down here and added a little airship platform with an airmail sorting office where we have some decorations around that as well. Now, we could take a walk around the city. It is possible with the super secret hidden key minding, which isn't really all that super secret. I never remember what it is though. What was it again? Control Shift R. Move around and have a look at what things look like down here, and yeah, so it does look like a worker slash farmer area, at least in my opinion. Okay, what did we get? We got him. He's not really that interesting. I did get some specialists during the off-camera time. Specifically, the one we got now was Sergeant Nicholas, the overachiever. He's very good on force though, so he's a good expedition member. Hold on, I have to sneeze. And there we go, sorry about that. So, we have two Mr. Bertram, the hotel manager. Doesn't really help me much, as I have little to no intention of doing tourists, at least not anytime soon. These treasure maps, I'm probably just going to sell them. I find the diving stuff very boring. Pope Lucius I, the Rejuvenator, decided to come settle down in our city. He's nice for expeditions. Yeah, I am. We got another Thomasina Langton. We got Marcel Forcas. I think he's actually quite good because he can replace the... he affects the artisanal kitchen. Whereas Chef Michel affects the cannery directly. I don't want to deal with an artisanal kitchen. But I did get Marco de la Moca, which is... I have talked about him earlier, and I'm really, really, really happy that I got him, because he is such a nice and powerful specialist for coffee production, so we'll be sending him to the New World. Anything else? Got another Pirates Captain's Black Flag. Amelia Coleman. She's not at all a reference to a certain other Amelia. Historical figure and so forth. Some more maps. Got some mosaics. I think that's the important stuff that I've gotten, actually. I've also bought a couple of specialists, but nothing of real consequence, considering you can't buy the legendary ones. You can with a mod, but I haven't enabled that one. That just seems a bit... I do like the little hunting for specialists thing. Okay, another thing that I've done is that I've added in mail offices. There's this central post office, which is massive and covers a ton of buildings. So it's got 3,100% productivity. But it doesn't have much storage for mail, so I had to add in a couple more post offices around. And of course, I've also upgraded this section here to engineers. We still need to deal with the decoration and stuff like that, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, but we'll get around to that as well. Also, I've added a little airport section here. So there's a cafe and covered seats, some platform clocks and stuff like that. And there's also the airport signs on both sides. Then I've also added a little minor detail up here, the palace. I'm using the White Palaces mod, which gives me access to a ton of various building modules. So it kind of looks, well, except for the land being crooked, you'd think they'd just do something about that instead of having a palace that has a... I mean, imagine driving a cart of food from up here down there. Would be interesting. But yeah. I'm also using these cobblestone tiles to have a layout of where I want the palace to continue. And I also have a mod that enables me to build the museum modules as palace modules. As you can see, I can use palace modules. And there's, again, a lot of different modules. And I was thinking that I'd use the red roof style on the museum modules, so that I know what is the palace and what is the museum. This little spot here is reserved for the bus stop, if and when we get tourists. And then finally I completed up decorating the islands here, and upgraded these to artisans and this one to engineers, because it kind of looked weird to have farmers right behind the palace. So yeah, so I've done decorations in here as well, some trees, some little shops, billboard, bakery, statues. I do like to have the steel clock houses near the bridges, so I tend to place those where the bridges are. So yeah, I'm quite happy with what the city is starting to look like now. We've got artisans down here. This is probably the most extravagant town hall in the city because it had one more space here, so I had to add some larger statues here. There's no parks for the hospitals in here, but given the lack of space, and I mean, I do want some efficiency. Thus, I do want to have as many houses as I can in these areas, to a certain extent at least. But we should be looking at getting some, like this section here, kind of looks like the city center thing now. So I might move some of these houses away and maybe make like a town square or something in this area here. But that's also for later. The one thing that I do want to do in this episode is place down the foundation for the World's Fair, which I'm going to put here. This is the only place I could find that was flat enough for it to not look silly. But I've also added in post offices around the city. So we are producing a lot of mail on this island, and I've also, in lifestyle needs, allowed the engineers and the investors access to local mail. I did the same over here. I have post offices all around the island, so all of the houses should be covered, and I'm planning on sending mail from this island to the capital, but not back, so that I also get access to the regional mail, so that I get even more. I'm not sure if I like the mail. It's so simple to set up, and you get an absurd amount of money and population from it, especially at the skyscraper level. Even here, 156 coins compared to gramophones that give 93, or cars which give 187.
One final look.
So you almost get as much for mail as you get for cars, which strikes me as weird. I'm happy with that. Go ahead and publish. But I've also settled this island here. Not that I have any houses here, but I've set up this little farming area here. That's 20 wheat farms with a medal-winning producer, a Ferris Al-Zarami, and Alexander Hancock. And we also have this nice bakery section here with 20 bakeries. These bakeries are responsible for one thing, sending bread down to the New World. Because that's actually what I intend to focus this episode on, the New World. I also went into Docklands, and I might have mentioned this in the last episode, but I'm also importing cheese. I can remove this one. I don't need to import bread since I'm producing it now. But yeah, the terraced buildings in the New World that I was looking at require bread and cheese. So that's why I am doing that. So I want to replace the regular houses in the New World with the terraced ones. But before we do anything else and go back to the New World, let's have a look here and see if we can find the World's Fair. And I think I want to place it... This foundation has always annoyed me because it's got a weird footprint. I think we'll do it like that. For the time being, we'll just have one road into it, and we'll place down a warehouse there, and we'll start the construction of it. We definitely have what we need. Let's just start the phase. And we'll get around to decorating this when the time comes. I've also removed all the grids. I might have shown that in the prior episode, but they kind of seem pointless, as I don't think I want more than these to be this gridded. But it does give a certain style of an old European town, so it's not all bad, I guess. But with that said, let's pop on down to the New World. There was something else on my list, was there? No, that was it. Oh, yeah, there was one thing that I forgot to mention. Let's pop back quickly. Palace policies. I'm using the +1 influence for engineer residences, which is giving us 404 additional influence. I intend to change this with the Open Minds Act, but we need more investors before I do that. As for the Department of Culture, I'm using the +3 influence per museum module, so I really should get going on a museum sometime soon. There is also the zoo, and also the Cultural Outreach Act. Those are also good. And also the Right to Remain Act is nice, but I usually use one of these three. When we get the stadium up in the New World, I don't think this is going to be necessary, so we can probably switch to that one. As for the Department of Labor, I'm not using any of these because I don't want to end up in a position where I'm depending on these additional goods, nor this additional productivity, nor do I want to be dependent on the -50% workforce needed, but I do want this one. As for the Department of Welfare, we are using the +3 attractiveness for artisan and engineer residences, which really helps our attractiveness levels. We're getting 735 attractiveness from artisans and 981 from engineers, and these numbers will increase because we want to get to the maximum attractiveness as quickly as possible, really. But other than that, I don't feel that any of these... Well, the Social Welfare Act might be nice, but I feel that the Arts Patronage Act is the one that is the best one of these, and I'll probably keep using that. As for the Department of Trade, I'm just using the plus 50-ton island storage per depot. The Harbour Stewardship Act, plus 1 item slot for the Harbour Master's offices, that one is good, but I don't see any reason to use that. I rarely use Harbour Master's offices anyways, and the one that really matters is the one that is in the Docklands, which has way more item slots than you ever need. Naval Logistics Act, however, that one is definitely interesting. So I might switch to that when we get around to it. And that was that, I believe. So there was one thing that I mentioned about having the artistas up on the hill here, but there is one problem with that I I thought about it, and they need access to the beach. And while we can't build the beach yet, I'm not sure if I'm able to get a beach to give coverage all the way up there. We'll try, but for the time being, we're going to have the artistas down here. There is no way outside that restriction, which also means that I probably need to move these, maybe even the warehouse, get that over here. Could even potentially move the oil harbor. It's a little bit annoying if I do that because of the railroads I have, and it also means I'd have to build a railroad all the way around here or up here, depending on how I do things. But I mean, I could potentially place the oil harbor down here and have the railroad go in this way. Yeah, it does cause complications. We'll have a look at it when we get to that. If I do move the oil harbor, I probably will also move the oil fields so that they are close to the oil harbor, and that gives us more space for houses here. But thanks to the need for a beach, I am going to have to move these railroad tracks because I was planning on building them here, the beach that is, but I think I want the beach to be here. So, yeah. Conundrums. What I'm going to do now is just do a basic layout so we can get some houses up here, because we need more space to, or rather I need somewhere to move the houses while I'm working on what I want things to look like. There's apparently a gaggle of crocodiles here. I'm sure the residents won't mind being moved up into an area where there's a lot of crocodiles. They frequently ask me to pick them up from walking around town, so I don't think they're too afraid of them, to be honest. Okay, I have some space now. I chose very specifically not to time-lapse this on purpose, because I don't want all the construction work that I do to be time-lapsed. So hopefully you guys will also enjoy watching me build in a more slow fashion. Otherwise, well, you're all free to complain, of course. Let's see, we need a little chapel as well. Now these should be covering all of these. They don't really need anything else than that. They need a market, they need a chapel, and everything else they get from the marketplace. Now, I have no idea how to do this, to be honest. I'm I'm going to tear down buildings as well. And I can't tear down too many. So I think I'll just continue to move some of these up here. And yes, we'll build the roads around them as well. Otherwise we'll...
An explosion in one of your factories.
Yeah, the one refinery I thought couldn't explode. It has exploded twice in a row now. I'm not sure whether or not to be amused by that. And we also need a hospital up here. Maybe 2. Not that there's a lot of room for them. Let's do that. I know I can tear down a fair amount of buildings, but at the same time, it is kind of important that we don't lose our Honolero workforce. So that's why I'm moving these buildings. I feel fairly safe that we are nearing the level where it's okay to start deleting buildings. That doesn't work either. Suppose I can bring this one with us, with the chapel. All of these that are uneven, on the other hand, I'm not going to bother moving those. I think I might need another city center now, though. Yep. We are at the very outskirts of the reach of the city center we have. Oh, that's a perfect location for it, actually. Okay, that gives us something to work with. So what I'll do now is I'll tear down these houses. You can see we're dangerously low on the Honolero workforce, so I'll move up the final ones. There's no fire services up here. That's, shall we say, potentially unfortunate. So I guess we'll move some fire stations up here as well. Was all that covered by 2 fire stations? Indeed it was. Well, I have these 2 here, but... wow. How irresponsible of me. That's fine. We can tear down... Actually, I have to tear down all of this decoration now. You hold down Shift if you want to delete multiple items. Note that it won't delete the roads, on the other hand. I think it'll only delete... yeah, it'll delete everything of that type. So in this case, decorations. This chapel is no longer needed. This city center is not needed. I think I want to keep that there. But I can delete both of those hospitals. Now there's also the matter of the railroad. I suppose I can move it up like around here. But I'd also like to change this road here. Let me just delete. Lots and lots of road. And no, the stamp doesn't work here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I do want to stamp that. Ten by 10 paved housing block. Can I get the menu away? Thank you. Thing is, if I want to have... No, I don't think I do. I was thinking if I want to have the railroad like this, I need 5. Because then I need fencings. This is really mind-boggling. I'm not even sure I want to use the 10 by 10s here in the New World, to be honest. I think I like the... Or does it really matter? If I just take a look at this. Meh. Let's just have a quick look at this. So if we compare that to this, we blueprint that and I put that there. That's 12 houses. In each of these I get 9. So 18, that's 24, 36. Now if I wanted to add... Yeah, it doesn't really matter because this is also 36. 6, 12, 18, 36. Okay, then we'll use the 10 by 10. Because it'll give us... it will look more pretty. I'm not going to decorate it now. Otherwise this episode would end up being like 3 hours long. So what I'll do is just... place things down like this, and obviously I'm not going to use blueprints, but I need to blueprint just to get some idea. So this is one of the styles I like because that gives me access to like a little square in the middle. So that one is nice, and then we can do one like say. Actually, I'm going to move that one up. 1. That's not the right place. We can have something along here. Like that. And then we can have a regular block like that. Just without... I don't need roads to go both ways here, so we can have some trees in there. And while I'm at it, what I think I want to do is reverse these. So I get these... that. Okay, so that's a good layout of... I do need that, except for the little bit there. That's a one good layout. This gives me some decoration options in between the houses. But now to figure out decoration plus railroad. That's going to be an interesting one here. I shall pause the recording, and I shall be back when I have come up with something sufficiently smart, I suppose. I'm going to hear that in the comments, so be right back. Okay, so here we are with a kind of a tentative layout. Haven't figured out what to do with the railroad yet, but this is kind of in spirit of what I want to do. I moved the town hall a little bit further south, or rather, if north is that way, I guess I moved it southeast. But it was just a couple of tiles. And I have a little square here where I can put some park decoration, stuff like that. Got a hospital in here, some chapels, a hospital up here. I haven't, I just wanted to have a little tentative layout. We have enough coverage of the marketplace for now. So what I think we'll do is just start building the terraced Hornadero houses, and I'm actually quite surprised at how many variations there are of these.
We survive.
If you look here, it's like you have that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and then we're back to the first one. So there's a lot of variations made by the mod author here. So kudos for that. But it just looks better as well with the terraced houses than it does with these shacks, I suppose. I mean, this is Tropico, right? And they even adapt to one another. Yeah, I think I'll do it like that then. So one of these houses here, okay, they are going to require tortillas now. That's interesting. One of these can take up to 50. I assume that includes the lifestyle needs though. So, but it's definitely better than these that can go up to 30. Stop whining. So I want to replace all of the houses in the city proper with the Hornadero terraced houses. Now we do need to monitor the need for tortillas. I'm not worried when it comes to raw materials. We are overproducing the fish oil and the corn at such abundant levels that it's just a matter of setting up more tortilla factories. So that's good. Not a warehouse. So I have to just do this meticulously like this so that I don't lose the areas that I've reserved for decoration. Suppose I could have time-lapsed this, but as I mentioned earlier, I don't want to time-lapse everything. That involves This kind of building, that is. Why you no work game? Actually, I want that one. This should put us at a rather comfortable level of jornaleros, so that I can tear down the ones that I moved. Because I don't think I want those around. The benefit of this is that I won't be getting the newspaper articles about bread and cheese missing, when there clearly wasn't any need for either of them. Now that there is a need for them, I'm going to flip them up one. It makes more sense. Okay, now this looks a lot prettier than this does, that's for sure. And apparently this one might benefit from having a road. Oh, this is just... I am so happy with how these terraced buildings look compared to the default one. Massive kudos to the mod author for this, because this looks so much better than this. I mean, sure, they are farmers and basically, let's not use the forbidden word, so let's say they are interns? Very low paid workers. The game is kind of romanticized stuff that went on even in the Victorian eras, in the colony times. But yeah, I think you get what I mean here. But that doesn't mean that I don't treat them well in my colonies. So yeah, I'm really happy with what this looks like. Now, if I have multiple terraced obrero houses, what does that look like? Oh, that is really nice. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have, especially the center of the city is definitely going to be terraced houses, because this is so much prettier than the default houses. Now, I do need to figure out a way to deal with the railroad, because the rail, it can't be going here. I need to move it up to somewhere around here. So I'm thinking, I also complained earlier about having the main decoration road here. I wanted to move it up, so this is going to be an excellent opportunity for me to move it further up. While still retaining this, because there's no reason for me to move this. I'll replace this with the same style as well, but I'm definitely leaning towards moving the oil harbor and the oil fields over here now, because it's going to look kind of weird to have this inside of the a city that looks this pretty. But I'm thinking maybe having the railroad go up here, and I'll probably be going with the 5 width, just to get the fence around it. But I'm pondering. Going to be a little bit weird. The thing is, I can keep this here. I can skip it up here, and then this will be the beach area. If it's built large enough, it should actually cover all of this. This might turn into obreros eventually. Oh, they can even be upgraded? Are you serious? That's... So does this upgrade to a...
We will always
It does.
follow you.
Wow. This is a very well-made mod. Because what I'm thinking is that it's probably going to be more obreras even over here. And then the jornaleros will be out here, depending on how large I can make that beach. Yeah, I've got my work cut out for me here. But looking at the time, I think we'll just do some light decorating now near the end of the episode, because it's not like it's a long time until I'm going to end the episode anyways. Do I have the... Yes, I do have the palatial columns. Actually, that's not where I want them. Wait, I do want them there. The one thing that I wish you could get is all of the old world decorations with the new world floor tiling, shall we call it that? I just like this one. I just feel it would look better if I could decorate the entirety of the new world with this. But there's so few of them. So... Go to the cosmetic and fiesta. I don't have that many options if I want to use those. I have the... So it's if I were to be only using these in the new world, it would just look very monotonous. So... And that's a bit sad. Because there's no way for me to change these into the different style, sadly. Normally I go with the cherry trees, but I'll do the wishing trees here. And we can do the enclosed greenery there and there. That looks pretty. Looks very welcoming. We're also going to have 65% more workforce from here, so yeah, we're 5,611, okay. I guess that means we can happily just tear down all with it up here. Without question, we have 2,000 more jornaleros. Shift... And remove the roads, because we don't need these grids anymore now. All this gave us double the amount of jornalero workforce. Of course, that is a lot thanks to these. And some of them are doubly covered, so these ones are giving 130% more workforce. But I don't... Yeah, I've talked about that before. I'm not going to go into that again. Let's see if we can do something nice with the city square here. Let's go into the cosmetic and fiesta. So the sunwell... Oh, that is a really nice... I don't like the 2x2 here. We'll do the sunwell. And we'll have some public benches. in each of the corners. And we can do the jacaranda trees. Or jacaranda. That too much? I kind of feel that is too much. They are a little bit... I don't remember the word that I'm looking for. Ostentatious, shall we say. And we can have traditional fiesta tiles going into... No, that doesn't look good. Traditional terracotta, since everything else there is the terracotta tile. And there we go. That's... Yeah, this is great. Oh, there's a doggy here. Looks like a terrier of some kind. Yeah, this is really nice. I mean, the graphics on the people look like a game from early 2000s, maybe? They remind me of how the people look in the guild. That's the guild 2 gold. I played that game. I played a lot, and I loved it. It was such a fun game.
It's so good to be in casa.
This might be slightly... I mean, apparently it's burial, but this might be slightly inconvenient when someone comes with a cart. Probably should be on the side of the road like the other lamps are, but they're okay. Ah, these are the hidden quests that you can get. I'm guessing that this might be kind of a bug with the mod that replaces the electricity wires or electric wires with the street lights, because they are all placed in the middle of the road. Just curious. Nice donkey there, man. I'm happy with what this looks like. Let's go have a look at the dock area. Rather the oil industry area. Yeah, look at these buildings compared to the ones over there. Since this is the capital city in the New World, it definitely deserves having these prettier houses. Sneak into the refinery here. Maybe we'll meet a train. Apparently I need... Okay, here we go. Yeah. The graphics of the game, I mean, they are, when you get into this level of closeness, they are not high res per se, but then again, if they were, the game would run very poorly, I think. The brick texture of the walls is rather nice, though.
This is an exception.
Here's the construction site where they're building pipes.
A tiny something to keep you going.
I'm always amused by all the AIs giving us stuff all at once. I've built some airships, some of the small ones. They should be hanging around over there. Those are for mail, and I'll probably be setting up the mail routes in between episodes, just so we get mail going. Very pretty cove. And a very magical tree stump. Let's see if I can get out of this area and pop on over to the other side here, so we could just have a quick look. Is that a Siamese? I'm not sure, but this is the cat and a parrot. And another parrot. And of course the donkeys. Let's see here.
This city is a magnet for genius.
Apparently got a specialist as well. Here's the airport. Have a cafe, some waiting seats, another cafe. Yeah. Well, that's because, you know, when I'm here, it definitely looks more high-res than it does when you're down there on ground, but I'm not sure if it actually I think it is the same, actually. But yes, I think we're going to wrap things up there. I have my work cut out for me now, that's for sure. So you guys can look forward to seeing a completely revamped Palazzo with / Manola when we return to the next episode. What was the specialist I got? Couldn't you just tell me? I got Dr. Morris Slim, the former head of Promise Trust. 55 medicine, 30 force. I mean, I don't care much about the hospital stuff. 70% healing speed is really good though. But he is really nice for expeditions. So that was a good specialist indeed. Yes, if you have any questions and or comments, or if you just want to help out with the YouTube algorithm, I really appreciate the comments that you guys put down there, even if it's just an emoji, because it really does help the channel. Or make no mistake, it really does help the channel. So I really do appreciate it. Yes, just put that down in the comment section. Also, of course, liking the video does help if you want to do that, provided you enjoyed the video, of course. But for now, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you all in the next one. I hope.